teachers as consumers or end users of research. Research enables teachers to come up with informed decisions on what to teach and how to teach. This involves decisions related to educational policies, curriculum, effective teaching learning processes, and even those involving researches too. Research is to see what everybody else has seen and to think what nobody else has thought. Teachers as researchers. The conduct of this research does not only belong to thesis and dissertation writers. It is for students and teachers too. The scientific method. One important principle in research is adherence to the scientific method, since research is systematic and logical process. According to Dewey, he gave us 5 steps of the scientific method. First, identify and define the problem. Second, determine the hypothesis. Third, collect and analyze data. Fourth, formulate conclusions. And last, apply the conclusions to the original hypothesis. Research design. Researches that are done with high level of quality and integrity provide us with valuable information about child and adolescent development. To be able to conduct quality research, it is important that you know various research design and different data gathering techniques used by developmental research. Research design, case study, description, an in-depth look at an individual. Strengths. It provides information about an individual's fears, hopes, fantasies, traumatic experiences, upbringing, family relationships, health, and anything that helps a psychologist understand that person's development. Weaknesses. Need to exercise caution when generalizing from the information. The subject of a case study is unique, with a genetic makeup and experiences no one else shares. Involves judgments of unknown reliability, and that usually no check is made to see if other psychologists agree with other observations. Correlational study. Description. A research design that determines associations. Strengths. Useful because the more strongly two events are correlated, the more we can predict one from the other. Weaknesses. Because correlational research does not involve the manipulation of factors, it is not a dependable way to isolate cause. Experimental. Description. A research design that determines cause and effect relationships. The experimental method involves manipulating one variable to determine if changes in one variable cause changes in another variable. This method relies on controlled methods, random assignment, and the manipulation of variables to test a hypothesis. Strengths. The only true reliable method of establishing cause and effect. Weaknesses. Experimental research is limited to what is observable, testable, and manipulable. Failure to achieve randomization may limit the extent to which the study sample is representative of the parent population and with it generalizability of the findings of the study. Experimentation with women is subject to a number of external influences that may dilute the study results. A further limitation of experimental research is that subjects may change their behavior or respond in a specific manner simply because of awareness of being observed. Pattern effect. Naturalistic observation. Description. A research design that focuses on children's experiences in natural settings. This does not involve any intervention or manipulation on the part of the researcher. This technique involves observing subjects and their natural environment. This type of research is often utilized in situations where conducting lab research is unrealistic, cost prohibitive, or would unduly affect the subject's behavior. Strengths. One of the advantages of this type of research is that it allows the researcher to directly observe the subject in a natural setting. Weaknesses. The disadvantages of naturalistic observation include the fact that it can be difficult to determine the exact cause of a behavior and the experimenter cannot control outside variables. Longitudinal description. This research design studies and follows through a single group over a period of time. The same in individuals are studied over a period of time, usually several years or more. Strengths. Allows them to record and monitor developmental trends. Weaknesses. They are expensive and time consuming. The longer the study lasts, the more subjects drop out, they move, get sick, lose interest, etc. Subjects can bias the outcome of a study because those who remain may be dissimilar to those who drop out. Cross-sectional description. A research strategy in which individuals of different ages are compared at one time. Strengths. Allows them to record and monitor developmental trends. The researcher does not have to wait for the individuals to grow up or become older. Weaknesses. It gives no information about how individuals change or about the stability of their characteristics. Sequential description. This is the combined cross-sectional and longitudinal approaches to learn about lifespan development. This starts with a cross-sectional study that includes individuals of different ages. A number of months or years after the initial assessment, the same individuals are tested again. This is the longitudinal aspect of the design. At this later time, a new group of subjects is assessed at each grade level. Strengths. Allows them to record and monitor developmental trends. It provides information that is impossible to obtain from a cross-sectional or longitudinal approaches alone. Weaknesses. It is complex, expensive, and time-consuming. Action research description. Action research is a reflective process of progressive problem-solving led by the individuals working with others in teams or as part of a community of practice to improve the way they address issues and solve problems. In the context of teaching, action researchers of teachers stem from their own questions about and reflections on their everyday classroom practice. Strengths. Appropriate in a particular setting when the purpose of study is to create changes and gain information on processes and outcome of the strategies used. Uses different methods, can get the best out of the different methods employed if done well. Stakeholders are included throughout, and so researchers are more likely to make a difference. Weaknesses. Typically takes place in one organization only at a particular time and could not be interpreted within different organizations in the same way. Therefore, research findings are hard to generalize. If research participants do not feel they understand and own the research project, this could lead to a potential conflict of interest between the researcher and those participating in the organization, but also between the researcher with some participants on the one hand and other members of the organization on the other.